Have you ever pondered the vast complexity of the global issue of illegal migration? It's a problem that spans continents, affecting countries rich and poor alike. When we peel back the layers, we see a myriad of reasons behind it, from war and conflict to economic hardship and the search for a better life. Let's try to wrap our heads around the scale of the issue. The United Nations estimates that nearly 274 million people worldwide are migrants, with a significant portion moving without proper documentation or authorization. That's roughly the equivalent of the entire population of Indonesia, the fourth most populous country in the world, on the move. The countries most impacted by this phenomenon are often those least equipped to handle it. Developing nations like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador have seen large outflows of people, while wealthier nations such as the United States and countries in the European Union are major destinations. This crisis is not confined to one country or region, but it is indeed a worldwide concern. Let's narrow down our focus to the state of Texas, a critical junction in the migration saga. Texas, also known as the Lone Star State, holds a unique position in the landscape of migration due to a confluence of geographical and political factors. Geographically, its vast border with Mexico makes it a natural gateway for those seeking a better life north of the Rio Grande. Politically, the state's conservative stance and strong emphasis on border security have led to a number of tangible measures aimed at curbing illegal migration. One of the most recent measures is the deployment of razor wire on private property. This might seem like an extreme step to some, but let's delve a little deeper to understand the rationale behind this move. Texas, like any other state, has the responsibility to ensure the safety and security of its residents. The state government believes that the presence of razor wire serves as a potent deterrent to those attempting to cross the border unlawfully. But it's not just about deterrence. The placement of razor wire also aims to protect private property owners who have often found themselves unwittingly embroiled in the human drama of illegal migration. These individuals have had to grapple with the harsh realities of border crossings happening right in their backyards. In essence, the deployment of razor wire is a manifestation of Texas's commitment to uphold its laws, protect its citizens, and manage its borders effectively. It's a clear message that the state is willing to take decisive action in response to the complex challenge of illegal migration. However, it's important to remember that this measure isn't a standalone solution. It's part of a broader strategy that involves legislative action, technology, and cooperation with federal agencies and neighboring countries. The situation in Texas represents a unique intersection of geography, politics, and human desperation. But what about the people caught in the middle of this crisis? A question that often gets lost in the noise of political debates and policymaking. Let's shift our focus to the human side of this story. The individuals and families who find themselves driven to risk their lives for a chance at a better future. These are not mere numbers on a chart or faceless figures in a news story. They are men, women, and children, each with their own unique story of hope and desperation. Consider the case of Maria, a single mother from Honduras. Faced with poverty and violence, she made the perilous journey north with her 2 young children in hopes of providing them with a safer and more prosperous life. Or Jose, a young man from El Salvador, who fled his home due to gang threats, dreaming of a future where he can live without fear and work to support his aging parents. These stories are not uncommon. They are the norm for many who embark on this journey. The conditions that drive these individuals to leave their homes are dire, often a mix of economic hardship, violence, and political instability. They see the journey north as a gamble, one they are willing to take for a chance at a better life. But the path to their dream is fraught with dangers. There are the harsh elements of the desert, the risk of exploitation by smugglers, and even the threat of violence. And then, there's the razor wire, a physical and symbolic barrier that stands between them and their dreams. These challenges are not just physical. They also face psychological trauma, the constant fear of being caught, and the uncertainty of what lies ahead. The journey is a test of their resilience and determination, a testament to how far they are willing to go for a shot at a better life. These stories serve as a constant reminder that behind the statistics and political debates, there are real people with real struggles. Addressing this crisis requires more than just deterrence. It requires comprehensive solutions. To truly tackle the issue of illegal migration, let's consider a 3-pronged approach. Firstly, improving conditions in the migrants' home countries is critical. By addressing root causes like poverty, violence, and lack of opportunity, we can reduce the driving forces behind migration. This involves investing in education, job creation, and sustainable economic development. Secondly, reforming immigration policies can create more accessible and fair pathways to legal migration. This might mean simplifying the visa process, expanding quotas, or even reviewing asylum procedures. Thirdly, providing safe and legal routes for migration can help to regulate the flow of people and reduce the risks associated with illegal crossings. This would require international cooperation, with countries working together to manage migration in a humane and orderly manner. The path to resolving the migration crisis is long and complex, but with thoughtful action and global cooperation, progress is possible. As we close, let's remember that the issue of illegal migration is not just about borders and laws, but about human lives and futures. We've traveled a long way in this discussion, touching upon the global issue of migration and zeroing in on the particular situation in Texas. We've seen the deployment of razor wire at private property as a deterrent, a move that, while legal, treads on a fine line of moral ambiguity. We've discussed the human stories behind the crisis, reminding us that each person crossing the border carries a tale of hope, desperation, or survival. We've also explored potential solutions, acknowledging that there's no silver bullet to this issue. It's a complex problem, requiring thoughtful and comprehensive strategies. These solutions must balance the rule of law with compassion and practicality. Whether it's policy reform, international cooperation, or local initiatives, each plays a part in addressing this challenge. In the end, the issue of illegal migration challenges us to consider not only our laws and borders, but also our shared humanity and our collective future.